Hi, 7th grade. Today is Tuesday's lesson, and today we're going to be working on lesson 4.2, page 75, and this one is called Area Models and Probability, and you're going to see that the game we're supposed to analyze today is called Making Purple. Our gotta check is going to be on page 75. It's not actually a problem in your book. This is a Mrs. Pileggi gotta check, but we're going to be finding the probability of making green, and you're going to see how that works in a second. Your homework today is page 82 to 83, and it's going to be numbers 8 through 10, and your bell ringer in 3 sentences, which we'll do in class, is page 89, number 32. All right, let's get started. Today, they've given us a game. So if we read, so we're working with the example, and this is on page 75 of your book. What they say is, making purple is a popular game at the school carnival. A player spins the pointer of each spinner below once. Getting a red on one spinner and a blue on the other spinner wins, because red and blue together make purple. So the game is called Making Purple. And this is new because there are 2 ways of making purple, or I shouldn't say 2 ways. There are two possible favorable outcomes that can result in a purple, okay? And this is important. So we can get a blue on the first spinner and a red on the second spinner, or we can get a red on the first spinner and a blue on the second spinner. This is important because this is a new concept that we really haven't talked a lot about yet. We did a little bit with the dice, but the important thing here is that order does not matter. So this is an important concept in probability, and we've done a little bit of it with the dice rolls, right? Like, for example, you can roll a 3 by rolling a 1 and a 3, or you can switch it and roll a 3 and a 1. So the whole idea behind today is that order doesn't matter. So we want to find out what is the probability of making purple. So how can we do that? Well, yesterday your book suggested we make an area model. So I'm going to make an area model. And I'm going to put spinner 1 on the top today, just because I can get a longer rectangle and I've got 6 possible outcomes. And then I'm going to put spinner 2 on the other side. It doesn't really matter what side you put it on. If you want to do a long rectangle, that's fine with me too. Okay? But, so in spinner run, I have 6 possible outcomes. So I'm going to draw 6 boxes, or 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then on spinner 2, there's only 3. So I'm going to do 3 in my area model. So already I can see if I have 3 boxes on this side times 6 boxes on the other side, I'm going to have 18 possible outcomes. Okay, so let's write in our outcomes. Let's take a look at spinner 1. Okay, at spinner run, it's possible that there are 3 reds, there's only 1 blue, 1 green, and 1 yellow. And then on spinner 2, there's a possibility we have 1 red, there's a possibility we have a blue, and there's a possibility we have a green. So let's fill in our chart, okay? On the top, I have red, 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 red. Then I have red, blue. This is good for us because this is one of the ones that we can use to make purple, okay? Then I have red, green, and red, yellow. Those don't really help us at all right? Let's take a look at the next row. So the next row, I have blue and red. This is good. This is one of the outcomes that make purple. And I'm going to have a couple of more of those. I'm going to have a blue-red down here, a blue-red down here. And then the rest of them, unhelpful. I have 2 blues, I have a blue-green, and a blue-yellow, so that's not really helpful. Last but not least, the green row, and you can't make purple with green, so I'm going to fill them in anyway because we're going to use them later for the gotta check. So I have green, red, green, red, green, red, and then I have a green, blue, a green, green, and a green, yellow. Okay, so let's figure out how many possibilities there are in order to make purple. So we have over here 4 combinations that will make purple, either blue or red or blue. So our probability of making purple is 4 possibilities out of 18 total outcomes. And I can reduce that fraction. Both of these are divisible by 2. That turns out to be 2/9. So that's my probability for making purple. Okay, we ready to try the gotta check? So your gotta check is to use the same spinners on page 75, and we're going to use the same spinners in the same chart, and I want you to find the probability of making green. Now this one is a little more complicated, so I'm going to give you a hint right away, okay? There are 2 ways you can make green. You can make green with a yellow and a blue, right? If we mix those colors together, we would make green. Or blue and yellow would be a possibility. Or there's one more that's a possibility. If you get 2 greens mixed together, well, green mixed with green just makes more green. So these are your possibilities. Okay, pause the video, and then when we come back, I'll give you the solution. All right, let's take a look at the gotta check for making green. So what I'm looking for is, my first option is a yellow and a blue. And in that case, I only have, I only have one option, which is over here, blue and yellow. So I really have only one chance of making green by getting a blue and a yellow. However, I do have another chance of making green by getting a green and a green. So if I look here, I've got a green and a green down here. So it's also possible to make green, okay, by getting 2 greens. So in that case, my probability of green is going to equal the number of favorable, so there are 2 favorable ways, out of the total, which we said was 18. So again, I can reduce that fraction. It's divisible by 2. That would be 1/9. So my probability of making green is 1/9. Okay, so let's move on to homework. So your homework today, remember, page 82 to 83, numbers 8 to 10, and your bell ringer in 3 sentences was page 89, number 32. That's all for today. See you on Wednesday.